Hello, lovely girls. I'm Mona, the head of nutrition at Liverpool Football Club, as you probably know. I would love to be with you in Anfield today, but unfortunately the circumstances don't allow it. But from the distance, I wish you a wonderful day, enjoy it and have a lot of fun.
Mona, you work for the German national team. You worked for Bayern Munich. And in 2016, you came to us here in Liverpool. How did you end up here?
My life in football was never planned, so I studied to be a teacher for nutrition. And that's still deep in my heart, the kids and the education and transporting information and motivating people is still like a big part. But 2009 there was an opportunity. I was working as a chef these days because the practical impact was for me always very, very important, especially for teaching. Teaching theory is great, but like bringing it into practical knowledge, bringing it from like the theory, recipe book, science book onto the plate, that was always my big desire. So 2009, I had an opportunity to travel with the German national team, and it was like, that's a once in a life chance, and it's probably only happening once, and then it will be over again. But like, let's use it. Let's just do it.
And for everyone listening to this now, can you try to put into words how much the right kind of food can improve your life? Is it possible to put into words?
I think food comes from a lot of different perspectives. So the one perspective is obviously like the fueling aspect, where we say we eat to not be hungry. Then the culinary aspect, where we say we eat to enjoy. So there's a lot to it where you can actually define what you want to do with food. And then we have obviously also different food groups where you need to make a choice. So will I go for the healthier option or for the not so healthy option? That's like, how do I feel? Like the mental, the emotional impact is also a big factor in it. So it's like a jigsaw, and every individual needs to like review almost for every meal what is happening. What do I enjoy? What do I need? How much have I worked out? Have I been under stress? Have I slept well? So there is a lot to it. So it would be very, very difficult to say, these are the 5 foods, they're just the best. And if you have that, everything will be wonderful. So it's unfortunately not that easy, but that makes the journey so interesting as well.
In football and in Premier League, the margins are so small. You know, every second counts at the moment. We're like fighting so tightly for the title. And, you know, whatever help you can get is vital. Do you sometimes feel the pressure of being so important? I mean, you fuel up the first team to make them perform on that extra level. Is that sometimes a bit frightening to have that responsibility when it gets so nerve-wracking like this season?
Actually, for us, it's the strategy that we work from game to game. And it's a massive team effort. So I have a massive team behind my back, like performing from the nutrition side, but also our medical department, our fitness department, our scouting department, like all the team operations department. So, and it's almost like planning like the next trip, if that makes sense. And I think therefore it doesn't feel like that we are like planning now that this and this needs to happen. It's match day routine. We want to create like this smooth approach where every player finds what they need, especially on a match day. There are like match day traditions, like and they're a bit superstitious. So that product needs to be in exactly that cup and eaten with that spoon. So these are little bits where we try to give them like the confidence, the trust that they don't need to worry about that. So we provide a kind of like a secure environment around the players that they have like all the time to be ready, just simply be ready, and then let's see what happens.
I'm so tempted now to ask you, who's the most superstitious behind the scenes?
I think everyone has a kind of a routine, and we all know when we have to perform, we have our rituals, we have our, some are more nervous, some are less nervous, some are like religious. So I think everyone has a specific way to deal with like motivation, concentration, adrenaline, whatever plays into that.
so you're not giving away who's the worst. Never mind, I tried. You came to Liverpool Football Club in 2016. What made you come to Liverpool?
So Jürgen Klopp approached me and said, "Are you ready for a new adventure?" And I was ready for a new adventure, and I had a fantastic time at Bayern Munich. Fantastic titles that have been won, the time was right. The time was right for a new chapter, and I always had the feeling it's the right decision to do that. And originally, I was only supposed to stay for 2 years here, and it's now season number 6.
Wow.
So let's see how many more to come.
So Jürgen Klopp didn't just get you here. He claims that Mona is one of his most important signings of them all. We have to just add that on to it. And he is praising your extreme hunger for knowledge, for being an entrepreneur in terms of new innovation in food, never sort of resting on your own old success. What sort of drive is that you're carrying with you? Where does that come from, you think? And how does that work? Because it sounds a bit stressful to be always so on the ball.
You know, when you love something, when your job is more than just a job, then it feels quite light, and then you have all the backup from your manager, the support, also like this positive vibes from the players. You get feedback because you see the sparkling eyes, you create interest, you create also like satisfaction. We all know when we go to a restaurant and say like, that was alright, would I come again? And that is what we try to achieve every day, because we are working with a very specific clientele, and they could get anything, they could buy anything, they could rent anything. But we want to make them home here, we want to make them comfortable here, and we also want to try to perform from our side as much as they do on the pitch. And I got the opportunity really early to start performing in like this football world, especially as a woman as well. And that's always a natural positive driver. I would love to give something back, like a kind of like, that's why we are here for. Because it's nice to actually see that we can also be a part of that role towards performance, success, and eventually a title, as it was in the past.
And I mean, after you got here, the titles have been coming fast and often. And I would like to talk to you about a very special title. We waited for it for 30 years. And how on earth did you manage to get the boys to eat right while you couldn't be together?
Yeah, so we went into lockdown a week earlier. It was Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I think it was Friday the 13th. So we went a week earlier into lockdown, or the Premier League advised, before the government actually put us into full lockdown. And now we knew what we're actually dealing with. Is that a week? Is that 2 weeks? Is that lifelong? So what is happening? So we tried to actually create emergency scenarios in our head, what we could do to support and help. Because it was not only the food, it was also like to keep them fit, and then obviously homeschooling, like the wives working from home, family members are like living miles and miles and miles away on a different continent. So much emotional worries as well. So we were thinking, what can we do to help, to reduce going shopping, to reduce like the influence of like interacting with other people, like all these things, to keep our players and their families, and of course staff as well, safe and fit. So we started literally from the kitchen table. I had like Excel sheets and Excel sheet of like food orders on my kitchen table, and it turned out into a massive office. And after 3 weeks, coordinating drivers, like downloading apps about like drop-off times. How long does a driver need there? And if they want to have it in the morning, they need it in the evening. How to refrigerate everything and keep the hygiene concept and all these bits. It was an amazing learning. And we as a team also grew together so much, because we have simply developed a complete new thing for us as a football club. Like companies out there, they do that day in and out, but for us it was really, really a big achievement to do that. But it was nice to see how we could like create something from packaging, labeling, delivering and ordering it. And then we were in a stage where the AXA sheets didn't fit on the kitchen table anymore. And then we started to create an app and to have it on a digital way, where they could just simply like type it in. It was much easier for us. We saved a lot of trees out there, not wasting so much paper. But the delivery system is still in place, and it has done a really, really good job for us. And it's like a new kind of performance nutrition tool what no one would have probably thought of. Well, we would have probably thought of, but probably never spent so much intense time to actually make it work in a way where the complete delivery run is also like covered off. So, but without my colleagues, especially without the colleagues in Anfield, there are a few absolute heroes out there. It would have not been possible.
I will right now take the opportunity to say thank you so much for winning us the title, because you were such an important key factor in that, and you need that praise, because you know that system, not every team had that system, and the effort you made to get the boys through that difficult time, look after them the way you did. Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
30 years away, and Mona Nemmer sorted us out. I love that. You said you've stayed for so much longer, almost 4 years longer than you planned to. What is it with Liverpool Football Club and Liverpool City that made you stay for so long? Because you are attractive, you can go anywhere, can't you?
Well, it's a feeling. So there's a lot integrated into it. So one of our slogans is "We're family," and when you stick together, you can also get through like difficult times. And when you can work in such a wonderful environment, so we are here at the AXA, but when we just think about Anfield, when we look at all these beautiful, open, warm-hearted people, why would we?
I totally agree. I think you can stay forever. We just had Jürgen Klopp walk by, and he lit up like a light when he saw you. Can you try to put into words, because I know a lot of the people who look at this, they would love to be working alongside Jürgen Klopp, because he's adored by fans of all ages, and I think all the ladies probably a little bit extra. What is he like to work with? Because he seems so passionate and real, doesn't he?
He's an amazing leader, and an amazing leader. He has always the right advice. He's always in a good mood. He never forgets like the social aspect around things. There is so much to learn from him, but there is also so much backup from him. So it's like this a hero, but someone you admire, and it's just like a mixture of a person. I think I've never met someone else in my life. Incredible.
He is incredible. He's got that aura around him too, and he just seems so good at seeing everyone as well. And isn't that what life is about? To be seen and appreciated, and then you can do whatever you want. If someone just believes in you and someone sees you, you can get to the moon and back. Without
you
blinking.
can move mountains. Yeah. That's what we say in Germany. You could move mountains with like the strength and the willpower, but also like this gentle approach to see a human being as a human being and value that with a lot of respect as well.
Well, finally, I want to ask you one question. You've reached your dreams. I mean, you're working on such a high level in your work field, and you're never ever slowing down. You always develop yourself, and you move mountains within your field. No, you do, and you move mountains for women as well with what you do in a very male-dominated field. What advice would you give to girls who are now carrying around a dream? And it doesn't matter what age this girl is. She can be young, she can be old, but we all carry dreams. Small dreams, big dreams. What is your best advice to go out there and get that dream for real?
I think the first big advice is don't be scared to fail. Just do it. You can only learn out of it. So no one is perfect. So therefore, just give it a try. And sometimes it's also just using opportunities, even if it doesn't sound so fantastic or so sparkly. Sometimes it's just the right moment and a door opens and you might follow a pathway. So my pathway was never planned for football, never. So I thought I was going to be a teacher for nutrition, and when I was studying, I was like, I couldn't wait to start working. Got my way to in a complete different way, but I'm still dealing with the same topic. And follow what you love, and don't stop believing. Don't never stop believing in yourself. And as we all say, you never walk alone. So you're never alone out there, never.
Mona, I've had the pleasure to read your incredible book, A Taste of the Liverpool Way. Why did you decide to write this beautiful book?
So as the title says already, we wanted to share a little taste. We get so many questions. What should I eat? What do the players eat? And we want to eat the same. But as I said before, it's not always just like a recipe, what is like this, the route you should go down. There's so much background knowledge. There's so much little secrets. There is traditions. There is culture. And we wanted to get something together where every age group can actually filter a little bit of knowledge out of it. Tips, hints, easy written, a lot of pictures what happens behind the scenes.
Beautiful pictures as well. They're gorgeous, so colourful. The book's so colourful as well.
That was a really, really big thing for us, to make it like easy to inspire people to go to the next page. And that was the reason why we wanted to create a book. And it was not the reason to create a book, it was to create something where we can share, where we can inspire people to have a little bit of a better idea about nutrition.
And the Liverpool Football Club players are such role models for kids all over the world. So hopefully kids will eat better now too.
Yeah, and eating better will not happen just from one moment to the other. It's a progress, and we want to make food very sympathetic, because you can lose like connection really, really easy. And as I said before, if it's not tasty, no one will eat it, but it can be super healthy. So the combination is right, and we need to be very gentle with that topic. And being gentle, I think that book will like open up complete new ways to cook easy, to understand easy, and actually make a difference in your life.